everybody. Welcome to the Steckline Report. Hey, we've got new figures out of USDA that shows how much corn, soybeans, and wheat we've got around this country. And we've got a guy in Kansas, a congressman, making waves in Washington. Not the right kind of waves. I'll tell you about him in just a minute.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American Ag Credit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. You know, therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
Announcing the service and maintenance event going on now at Straub International, your genuine Case IH parts dealer. Receive from 5 to 10% parts and labor discounts with any inspection. Schedule a tractor inspection for just $315 or a combine inspection for $400. Inspections available for all major pieces of farm machinery. Plus, for a limited time, get half off hauling. Straub International now features the Case IH 330 Turbo Robo Sharpener system to bring your turbo blades back to like new condition. Visit any of our 7 locations for the Straub International service and maintenance event going on now.
Well, folks, USDA did lower soybean stocks, but they upped global wheat stocks. And they kind of added some things here and there that just didn't set very well with the wheat boys. And you can tell what the market's been doing there, just been kind of dragging itself down just a little bit. As far as this report from USDA with the supply-demand report, it really didn't have much to do with corn and soybeans as far as changes. Pretty much left everything the same. But when it comes to wheat, they increased the estimate of both the United States and global wheat ending stocks. They trimmed Argentina's corn production, but as far as wheat's concerned, they upped Australia's production some. They didn't spend a lot of time talking about the problems they have in the former Soviet Union, and they didn't spend any time talking about the dry stuff that we've got out here in our part of the country. Our ponderosa, you cough a little bit and you dig up a dust storm. I gotta tell you, this thing is serious, and nobody takes it very serious yet. They all say it's in dormancy. Well, I can tell you that some of it's going into deathbed, because there's some of this stuff that's so small, so dry, cold weather will have a very negative effect on that stuff, and some's not even up yet. Well, let's get off into another issue that, you know, it's kind of slow going in Washington as far as news is concerned. And so when something like this happens, it makes the news pretty big time. And that is that our congressman from the state of Kansas has lost his stance with a lot of people back in Washington. In fact, Heulskamp, representing Southwest Kansas, was removed or was not asked to be a part of the House Ag Committee this session. He was kicked off the Budget Committee, so to speak. And friends, it's the first time since Kansas joined the Union that we haven't had a congressman on the House Ag Committee. Terrible situation. Heulskamp is called an obstructionist who wouldn't work with other lawmakers or leadership. And it's kind of a sad note, to be honest about it. This isn't the first time this has happened either, by the way. Heulskamp was removed from the Kansas Senate Ways and Means Committee for kind of the same issue. Well, as we look at a couple of other items, what about that farm bill? Still talking about it, depending upon who you talk to. They say now that they're getting a little bit more excited about getting something done. But quite honestly, what something is very scary. The Obama administration and their spokespeople, if they couldn't spell farm when it was election time or prior to election, now all of a sudden they come out and they understand that there's a farm bill. And there's a place that they can cut some more budget. And they're talking about that. And the thing that scares me, the only thing they can cut now, because the House and the Senate both have cut out direct payments, so that's a dead issue, crop insurance. Watch out, friends. Be a part of this conversation in Washington through your congressmen, senators. Email and telephone calls won't hurt at all. But I got to tell you, I wouldn't be a bit surprised that somebody is going to recommend less government pay for crop insurance. Some people are talking about maybe cutting it in half. Can you believe that? But guess what? the Obama administration doesn't want to cut anything out of those nutrition programs. That's exactly right. They just think about Farm Bill all of a sudden. And this crop insurance will be scrutinized, I can tell you that, from A to Z. I'm really worried, though, about that's the only thing in the Farm Bill that makes any sense. Quite honestly, if they don't have a crop insurance program that's worth keeping, there isn't anything in that entire paperwork that farmers should even care about. Throw it in the trash. That's the way old Larry Steckline thinks on the Steckline Report. See you next time around.